honestly, there's so many professionals out there and they look at it as strictly a numbers game. If I push out this, I'm bound to get at least this. At best, all I need is one. I always used to hate if 1% of the market would buy what we have, we'll be set. Like that's not the right kind of mindset. I call it fuel here at AK Ops. If I were to expand my target audience to 3x, will my conversion hold true? And that's where your content has to be on point. And it needs this, and again, going back to the whole mindset of serving first before you're selling, especially at the top, it's so important to test different variables of content. Like I said before, a target audience versus an IT focused or somebody more in like a cyber industry, they're looking for different types of resources. So just because you did it once at one company, you don't just like rinse, repeat that same strategy. You're starting from scratch with the same roadmap, but your variables are always going to be different in what you're saying in your content. To your point too about click-through rates, the click-through rate at the top is a goal indicator of whether or not your content's hitting. But if your content is not hitting, you should probably look at targeting too before you just throw out your content. Like if you dialed in your list wrong, or maybe you're too broad and you're not really getting any learnings when you need to narrow it in a little bit. Those are the things I would pivot first before scrapping any content, especially if it's worked well in demand gen. I do really appreciate a demand gen strategy or email marketing because it really allows you to control a quick sample of who needs what we serve, what we do. And we test our messaging there in a kind of like a controlled pond. It's not as expensive, really quick results in terms of email metrics. Then you assume that holds true. And then you can kind of see based on my list, here were my high engagers, and this is the profile they sit into. Now I'm going to apply this to paid and bring that over to my ads. And now I'm spending money or arguably more money or more expensive channel on something I already know to be true. And I have higher confidence in this. And I just think starting in demand gen and then flipping over to paid is something that a lot of people that we work with are significantly more comfortable with than just rolling out a whole new channel and strategy without tested content. And I think we'd be very surprised. I know your team will be very surprised when they sit down and think about how many things they're doing and they don't really know what to contribute the conversion rates to. So it'll really help skinny down what people are responsible for and what they're using most of their day with. And if it's not a revenue driving activity, it has to drop to the bottom. And then after you know what 2 or 3 tasks need to be each person's driving activities of their day or like the bulk of their day, then you'll be able to identify, okay, today, did I close that gap at all? Or are we accelerating the right way or the wrong way? And then it helps us really figure out what to do less of and what to double down on. So the focus of being 1% better in any capacity of the funnel that you're responsible for has direct impact on revenue. I see it every day across 34 clients right now. We see the value of having that discipline.